What's up, everybody, and welcome to Big Nick, Big Leadership, because the world needs leaders. And thank you for tuning in. Today will be episode 5. Let me go to our title page quickly on this one here. Let's take a look. And yes. There we go. How's that? There we go. Fix the echo. All right. So, yes, thank you for tuning in. Today will be episode 5 on Level Up Your Leadership, which means we are talking about the finale of the levels of leadership. That means we've already gone through levels 1, 2, 3, which we said last time was the most important. And we are going to be going into today. Let me just quickly, I don't even want to go there yet. I want to talk about, first of all, the other cool things. So I want to hold that thought, time out, surprise on that one. Let's talk about, first of all the other cool things that are coming up with Big Nick, okay? AKA Sean, AKA Big Nick, AKA whatever you want to call me, AKA thank you for tuning in. We've got, first of all, let me talk about this Sunday. Let me pull this up here. This Sunday, August 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Right here on all of the possible channels available. You've got Big Nick, Big Leadership is going to be having it. You're going to have twitch.tv/DJ Big Nick. You're going to have youtube.com/Sean Jimmo, the other page. We're even going to try to go YouTube live to Big Nick on that one because I want everybody possible to be able to tune in to what I like to call the Latin dance party. Manos en el aire, which means hands in the air. We are going to have so much fun. All the people that really like the Latin music and all of my Latin friends out there, whether you're Latin or not, you love the Latin music, you know you want to listen to it. So I've got a set about an hour and a half. We're going to have a great time. And of course, if you're a friend of mine and you've made requests, like you're like, I really want to hear this song. Well, you know what? We're going to try to get it on there, okay? So hopefully you guys can all tune into that. Appreciate the support. And yeah. So now let's get back to what else is going on with Big Nick. That's every Friday here. We do a live discussion on leadership because that is where I feel I can contribute to society. I can spread the message. I can get the word out there. And hey, you know what? We've had some good conversations. We've had some good participation over the last little while. So just want to say again, thanks for everybody who keeps tuning in. For those of you, if it's our first time together today, let me bring up the sub page. If you are new to Big Nick, Big Leadership, please do hit that like button on Facebook. At least like us on the page there. It doesn't cost you anything, and you can actually just stay tuned for when we go live on things like this. You can also subscribe on YouTube, Big Nick, Big Leadership. So please do that and hit the notification button so that you can stay notified of every time we go live. Now, this is the only channel where we go live often. Like I said, once every week on Fridays, we go live and it's your chance to participate in the discussion. All the videos obviously get posted immediately after for you to watch again. Hopefully up to this point, so this is our 5th week together, you'll find that there's some good content that you can use. Not all the content is mine specifically, as in I didn't invent the stuff. I'm just passing it on. So hopefully you guys can, you can check that stuff out. Let me go to my main page here. Just make sure. There we go. Still getting used to technology. I've got to say, streaming in 17 different places at one time. Pretty crazy stuff. In fact, just a quick note here. We do have twitch.tv/DJBigNick is up and running. The chat is live. I can see it right here. Nobody's connected. That's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay because at least it's up there. The YouTube connection is established, which means that if you're on YouTube and you're chatting with me live, it will appear in my chat box over here. I'm also got the Facebook page open here with the Big Nick, Big Leadership. Let me see if I can open my main Facebook page because maybe other people are joining me there. So let me see if that's happening. And please don't leave. Everybody stay here. Because we are just going to have more and more fun. It's going to keep going. The fun is going to keep rolling. Okay, don't you worry. Let's take a look here. I'm just filling some time. There it is. There it is. I'm live right there. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to click on this. Here we go. Clicking on it. The Big Nick, Big
there
Leadership.
It is.
Okay, so I'm going to pull that one down. So we got two Facebook pages.
Other people
got one person watching there.
joining me
got
there.
nobody
So
watching on the other side. So I'll keep this one up here. I'll switch this one down here. This is great content. I know you're thinking this
more and
is
more
this
fun.
Is the way to do things. It's
going.
not the way to do
The
things.
fun is
But you
gonna
know
keep
what?
rolling. Okay,
We are
don't
just
you worry.
making things happen.
Let's take
Oh,
a
look at
look
that!
here.
Likes
I'm
and
just
hearts
filling
and all
some
these
time. There it
things.
is.
We're up to
There it
one
is. I'm
person
live
on this
right there.
one. So
And,
I'm going to
I'll
pull this
keep
up.
the
We'll click
chat
on this.
going on this
Here
one
we
to
go.
see if
Clicking on it.
anybody tunes
The
in
Big
later
Nick,
on.
Big
There it is.
Leadership.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to pull that one
Twitch
down.
stream.
We got two Facebook pages
down
here.
One person
Woo,
watching.
okay,
there.
you can
Got
see what I'm
nobody
seeing.
watching
There
on
you
the
go.
other
You
side.
would
So
have all
I'll keep
kinds
this
of
up
views on the
here.
desktop.
Everybody stay
down here.
But
This is
yeah,
great
so here we
content.
go.
I know you're
I'm
getting
getting a
fun.
note. There's an echo.
It's not
So
the way
let
to
me
do
pull
things.
this up.
You know what?
Fix it.
We are just
I know
making
what
things
the problem
happen.
is.
Oh, look at that!
I'm
Likes and
sorry.
boom. You know why? Because when you open a Facebook window, it automatically connects the volume. So that's my bad. Apologize. So you see, there we go. We're working on the technical difficulties. Haven't even gotten into the stuff yet. All right, let's see the counter. We're already 6 minutes in. Haven't talked about leadership at all. So maybe we should do that. What do you think? Okay, good. So let's go to today's lesson. Boom. We're going to be talking today about everybody's thinking the favorite, you were like, what's coming next, Big Nick? What is the next thing that's going to be happening in the leadership world? Okay, well, I'm glad you asked that question. Let me move this over here. So I can see my presentation so that everybody can be privy to the excitingness that is this presentation. Okay, so if you were here over the last few weeks, we covered the levels of leadership. Now, the levels of leadership, again, come from John Maxwell. So I'm not here saying that it's my own content. It's not my content. What it is it's basically his model that I've explained to everybody in my own words, so that obviously this is original content, and I've tried to give my own take on a lot of the different sections so that you can see how I've actually applied this in my real life. But I got to tell you here, okay, this whole system has actually changed my life. It actually changed a whole lot of things about when I became a leader, and it showed me how to be the best leader possible. Okay, let's take a look here. There we go. So wait, quick comment from Jen and June. All right, you have two windows. There's feedback. Did I fix it, Jen and June? Because she's watching on Twitch. This is great. We got people on Facebook. We got people on Twitch. Thanks for tuning in, Jen and June. I think I know who that is. Very good. Thanks, Jen. Yes, fixed it. Okay. We're moving on. So great, man. I love this. It's like participation. It's like being... Okay, now, back to what I was saying. So just to recap on the levels of leadership, we have already gone through levels 1, 2, and 3. So they are from the bottom. Remember, you start at the bottom of the pyramid. The most people start at the bottom of the pyramid. That's called position level leadership. It means you put on a shirt, you're a supervisor, you're a leader, you're in charge, and everybody's got to follow you. Well, that's all you get, though. Remember, just one level of position level, and people follow you because they have to. Remember that, okay? They have to. You go to level 2. This is the permission level leadership. This is where people follow you because they want to, because they actually buy into the vision that you are portraying, and they want to learn more about what you have to say, okay? Therefore, when you're a leader at level 2, which is where I find, you start to break away as a leader of distinction, a leader that people actually look up to. Level 2 will talk about the different things like relationship building, connection, listening to people, that kind of thing, okay? Productive level leadership is level 3, okay? So productive level leadership means that you're actually taking everything and you're getting results. That's what we focused the entire show on last week. So if you haven't watched any of these episodes, episode 1 or part 1 of this series talked about levels 1 and 2, okay? Episode 2 of the series talked about level 3. Now today, we will be talking about level 4 and level 5. So as you climb up to the top of the pyramid, you'll see that the whole thing gets a lot smaller and smaller and smaller. So basically, you'll see that there are less people at this level, which means there's probably fewer people that you can recognize at this level of leadership. So it's important that you understand how this level of leadership works so that if it's something that you're trying to achieve, that you know how to do it and what it means when you get there. How will you know when you get there? Well, let's find out. Level 4. It's called people development level of leadership. So one of the first things we said in our leadership, series that happened a few episodes ago was that basically at the top as a leader, it can be lonely. It means you're on your own out there. You're having to make the key decisions to push your team forward, right? So if that's you, then, do you want to stay lonely? Do you want to keep yourself in that zone of having to sort of do all these things by yourself? Well, no, obviously you don't. So the level 4 means that you are, it's called people development, the R word, because remember every level has a P word and then an R word. The R word is reproduction, as in you are reproducing your leadership through other people, okay? So what does that mean? Well, first of all, you have to have achieved level 3 in order to be level 4, okay? So basically, if you're not productive, if you don't know how to get results as a leader, it's very hard to show other people how to get results. This is why, from the very beginning, I said that a leader is the one in front. A leader is setting the tone, is the one usually setting the example and making sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to, but you're doing that through your own actions first. Once you've mastered what you're doing, then you know how to get personal results, right? But then you go to, build relationships with people. That's level 2. Then you start to show other people how to get results through your instructions. Okay. Then you're going to show other people how to do it. My big next keynote here on this whole thing. When you grow to a certain point, you need help. You can't just keep pushing the ship forward because inevitably, if you're a good leader, things will grow, right? So if things are growing and they're growing, and you're still doing the same thing you were doing before, which is pushing everybody and they're getting better at their jobs, but then you have no support to handle the bigger load of tasks or the bigger volume of whatever's happening, then all of a sudden you get overwhelmed. And what happens when you get overwhelmed? You get pulled in all different directions. Then you are the jack of all trades, master of none. You're not doing anything really well. And remember, if you're a leader and you're climbing up the leadership ladder, ideally you want to be doing more leadership things. So if you're bogged down in too many tasks because there's too much to do, then the problem is you're actually not going to get anything done, and you can see your whole tower that you built just crash to the ground, right? Including your relationships, including the buy-in that the people around you have. Okay. Now, the next thing to that, the key, select the right people to plan your success and your succession. What is succession? So the idea is, and one of the things I learned late in my career, luckily I learned this, but late, and that is you're not in this for yourself. That's not what I learned. But what I learned is you have to pass on as much as you know to the people around you, because one day you might move on, or one day, you might get transferred, or if you're, a leader, and listen, every time you're doing a great job, they're going to probably try to put you somewhere else because they need more help, right? So if you leave behind this big hole because you were the one running that ship and everything was happening, but it was happening because of the systems that you put in place, the problem is them moving you somewhere else just creates this big problem for the current environment. So putting the right people in place that you can trust to carry on the message, carry on your example, and then also carry on the vision. It means that when you go somewhere else, that's succession, you're going somewhere else, they will succeed you. They will continue on without you, but using the same tools that you provided them with, okay? So if you don't do this as a leader, let's say you're at level 3, you're getting amazing results with your team, and then something happens. Let's say it's something really positive. You have a baby and you got to take 9 months off, right? So here you are, 9 months, you're out of this, you're out of the game, and your team is kind of saying, okay, well, now we got to carry on Susie's example. But guess what? Did you show them what it was to, how you had to do that, or what you're expecting? Or are they just going to take somebody from over here and plunk them in your role and expect them to carry on? Maybe they know what tasks to do. Maybe they know what's supposed to get done. But are they going to do it the way you did it? Are they going to inspire people the way you inspire people? Probably not. And the problem is then things fall apart, okay? So as a leader, you're only as good, and this is the final point on this one, you're only as good, as strong as your weakest link, okay? As in, if you're not constantly feeding your team, your productive team, right? These are the people that are getting results, but you're not feeding them with more and more challenges and the ability to pass on the information that you got up here and get it into other people's heads so that when you're not there, remember that they are going to have to take the ball and run with it, okay? If you have somebody on your team who doesn't show up to the meetings, you have somebody on your team who's not submitting their work on time, right? That's going to drag everybody down. And when you're not there, is someone going to be able to handle that weak link? Okay. So that's why level 4 is coming after level 3. Because if you are getting results, now you can show other people how to get results with other people. Okay. People development means you're reproducing your model of leadership, your vision, and you're getting other people to follow along, okay? Really important level. I would say, level 3 to me is still the most important because a lot of us in our careers only grow necessarily to a level where we are, say, in charge of this department or in charge of that department or in charge of this. And, the promotion beyond that means you got to go to level 4. But getting results is key to growing that business. Then you got to teach other people, okay? How to move from level 3 to level 4. Okay. Number 1, select the right people for the job. Now, I could talk for 6 hours, for 7 different weeks. I could keep going on how to pick the right people for the job, because let me impart the wisdom of the ages upon you, and that is, if you pick the right people, it doesn't matter what job you're doing, they're going to do it well. How do you pick those people? Hold that thought, okay? Number 2, set the right expectations, right? Make sure it's clear what it is that you want done and what it is when this is how we do X. And if that means writing it out, if that means talking through it, if that means having meetings, if that means whatever that means, making sure that you are putting those protocols in place. And I strongly recommend you start writing things down. We've gone over, if you want to go back and check out previous episodes, we talk about brain dumps, we talk about planning systems, we talk about organizing your time and all these kind of things. But if you don't set the expectations clearly for your team, then when you're not there, if you're trying to grow another leader, if you don't clearly establish what it is you want to do or why what you're doing is working, then they won't do it. They'll just do it their own way. And the thing is, remember, the results that you've been getting are because of the systems that you've been putting in place. Does that mean you know everything? No, absolutely not. Does that mean that your way is the only way? No, not at all. It means that when you clearly lay out how to achieve the results that you're getting and someone else can follow that roadmap, it means faster success for them if they have to take over from you, okay? 3, motivate. 4, develop. Why am I doing these two together? Why does motivate come before develop? Because another little secret is people like to know whether or not what they're doing is correct is good? Are they hitting that standard and expectation? Are they exceeding that standard and expectation? And remember back from the episode where we talked about the poop sandwich, okay? People love to hear what they're doing well, okay? I've been in environments where the basic premise was, if you don't hear from me, it means everything's going well. But if things aren't going well, guess what? I'm the first person you're going to hear from. So what kind of ambiance, what kind of environment are you setting up there? Now, I bet you there's lots of people watching this. Well, actually, there's nobody watching this. Oh, there's 2 people watching this. There's 3 people watching this right now. I bet you know people who tell you about this all the time. Oh man, I just wish that someone would tell me what I was doing well, right? So that's where the motivate comes in, because guess what? People may think that they want more responsibility, which is the development part, but maybe they want it because they feel like that's how you get ahead. Maybe they want it because that's how they feel you progress in life. Oh, I get a promotion, or I get more money, or whatever it is. So yeah, okay, develop me, give me new challenges. But the thing is, perhaps they're not ready because they don't even recognize their own strengths. Perhaps they're not ready because they don't believe or have the confidence to carry out what's happening. And what do you get when you put a person who's not ready into a role that they're not ready for? You get level 1 leadership. And then they don't know how to progress to level 2. And level 1, just a reminder, recap, position level. As in, you've given them the shirt, you said, now you're the supervisor, now you're in charge. And they go, okay, I guess they start telling people what to do. And they don't remember why they got picked in the first place, which is probably because they had great people skills, or perhaps they were really good at the job, but they didn't develop any other additional skills. They may not also believe in themselves. You put them in this position and now they feel uncomfortable. They feel like they're in over their heads, which, going back to why I said this in the first place, first you motivate them. First you show them what they're good at. Bring out their strengths. Tell them what a good job they're doing. Tell them that you want to show them the next thing. And to do that, you need to do this or you need to do that. And then you can actually show them additional tasks, but they're doing it because they buy into your leadership, they have a relationship with you, and motivating them means that you are tapping into that internal desire for them to do better, that intrinsic, wanting to then push to the next level because they feel good, right? Everybody wants to do what's fun and what feels good. Nobody likes to do the tasks that is either boring or whatever because it doesn't give them that sense of fulfillment. Well, you as a leader can push them to feel good about even the smallest task, which makes them feel good about it. And then they're producing results and they're going, oh, yeah, my boss might notice. Or, and these kind of things. So then you develop. Then you say, okay, let's talk about your development. Make sure that you write as many things down as possible, okay? Because anything that is said is good chance goes in one ear, goes out the other. Some people remember, most won't. So make sure that when you're, giving training and you're developing people, that you have something written to fall back on so that when things are missed or people forget things, they're going to come back to that, okay? Next episode. So just a little preview. This would be like the commercial in the middle of the thing. Next episode, we're going to talk about how do you select the right people. I'm so excited for the next episode because not that I'm going to tell you how to pick who's going to be on your team because that really is specific to you, but there are some very practical guides to making sure that the people that you put on your team are going to bring your team success. Okay, and we're going to talk about laws of averages. We're going to talk about how many people do you have to go through to find the one right person. That's a secret. That's going to be next episode. So make sure you tune in next Friday, 8 p.m. for the next episode where we're going to talk about selection. Okay. Okay. So what is level 5? Level 5 leadership. This is it. This is the top of the pyramid. Pinnacle. The P word is pinnacle, okay? So, level 5 leadership is about respect. So the P word is the pinnacle, as in the top, as in the summit, as in the accumulation of everything, boom, the pinnacle, okay? It's about our respect, okay? What does that mean? It means that I think that the example I use in this one is you take someone like Tiger Woods, okay? Again, whether you agree with or you like Tiger Woods as a person, whatever, put that aside. But if you had to talk golf with somebody, if you needed someone to say, how do I drive better, okay? I think that certain people would come to mind, and drive, I mean, golf drive, but in my mind, I would say, well, geez, Tiger Woods, had one of the longest drives and he used to just consistently drive it. I'm going into an area I don't know a lot about golf, but bear with me. Point is, when you think of Tiger Woods and you think of golf, Tiger Woods golf, you think respect. You think that there's an amazing career there. You think that there's a guy who really revolutionized the sport, a guy who brought a lot of fans to the sport, all these things. And basically, the whole idea is he would be at what you consider the pinnacle level of golf leadership. Again, not talking personally as a person, I'm talking golf, okay? People would look to him as a golf leader, okay? Now, the big takeaway on this whole thing, the keynotes on this one, you are level 5 because you are better at getting through levels 1 to 4. As in, the whole theory with the levels of leadership is that, again, go back to 2 episodes ago where we talked about setting sort of the premise for the whole thing. And that is that every time you change into a new position, every time you go somewhere new and you're now, either promoted and this is good, or you're doing something different over here, or you're doing this and now whatever, you drop back down to level 1. Why? Because there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of people that maybe you're moving into that area, but they don't know you, or they don't, When you're level 5, it means that chances are people have heard of you. Chances are that if you transfer, it's Harry coming over from this department, and there's an immediate level of respect given to you because you've already in other places come with this level of high level of success. And the more familiar you are with the levels of leadership, the faster you will go through levels 1 to 5 or 4 at least, because you will know what has to be done in order to get to that top level, okay? So the best leaders are the ones that in whatever environment you drop them into, okay, they're going to start rising immediately. Why? Because they already come with the skills, they already come with the roadmap to success, and they've probably already done this before in multiple situations, okay? So level 5, the pinnacle level of leadership, means that you're able to not only, come with a certain degree of success, but that you also are able to get from 0 to 100 pretty fast, okay? So let's take a look. How do you move from level 4 to level 5? Okay, first thing, repeat the growth from levels 1 to 4 multiple times, as in you've built multiple teams, as in you've grown yourself, you've grown your teams, you've gotten results, you've trained other leaders, and so therefore, that just keeps pushing you up and up, and it shows you that you can reproduce your results faster and faster every time, okay? Let's take leadership super simply as tying your shoes, okay? So if you start out by not knowing how to tie your shoes, and then you remember when you were learning and how long it took for you to do the thing with the rabbit under the hole and then the pool, okay? And then think of yourself today, you don't even think about tying your shoe. It's done, right? You can tie any kind of shoe, right? Same idea with a good leader. A great leader can, tie their shoes, so to speak, without thinking, because they've been dropped into that situation so many times. They now know how to bring people together. They know how to align people. They know how to communicate expectations. They know how to communicate their vision, get people on board, and boom, off you go. Okay? Good. Number 2 is build a fleet of level 4 leaders. What is level 4? Let's just quickly review. Reproduction, okay? Which means that building a fleet of people that are able to build a fleet of people is how you then become that level 5 person, because you've created level 4 people who have then created level 4 people, or level 3 at least, okay? Kind of sounds like a multi-level marketing thing, but that's really what it is. You put resources into somebody, and then they put resources into the next level, and then they put resources in the next level. And as the expertise flows down the mountain or the pyramid of leadership, like a mountain spring comes down. Well, the thing is, the bottom person is not knowing anywhere near to what the people at the top are learning, but it's coming. It's filtering down, and pretty soon these people are learning how to do it, and then they're learning how to do it, and they're getting results. And then guess what? Time for them to start helping other people. Okay? Good. Now, so it says here, summation. You move to level 5 by helping people reach their full potential over and over. Okay? Don't want to go here yet. No. Because before I do that, let me bring up a couple key things. Does it mean that because someone is a really good worker, they should then become another supervisor? The answer to that, no. Okay? Because everybody has their role. Okay? Everybody has their specific area of expertise. And if you put someone either too fast into a role of responsibility, or you move them from somewhere that they're really excellent and you put them into the next level where they're responsible for other people, maybe that's not what makes them, happy. Maybe it's not what switches them on as an employee, as a leader. Maybe they just like to be the top dog, but they don't want to train other people. They don't want to have influence. I'll give you a perfect example of this one. Let's take a massage therapist, okay? And the massage therapist is excellent at their job. They do an amazing job, okay? People are lined up for months and months in their waiting list to get a massage from this person, because obviously through referrals and word of mouth, everyone finds out how great they are, okay? And then all of a sudden, the the massage therapy clinic says, wow, Chris is doing such a great job as a massage therapist. You know what? Maybe we should make him a supervisor for the other therapists. And so Chris says, well, what does that mean? And they say, well, you're going to massage less so that you can, watch what everybody else is doing. Not watch the massages, but say, check if they're following time and following protocol. I don't know how massage therapy clinics would work, but anyway, you would do the scheduling. Let's say you're going to be over here. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. So here's the thing. That person now is doing less of what they love to do, or doing less of what they were the best at, which is the fact that they were bringing in all these clients. As a massage therapist, you've moved them out of that role and put them into, say, a slightly more administrative role. And maybe that switches them off. Maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they're like, well, geez, I kind of love doing the massage therapy, and now I'm checking paperwork, right? And so their skills aren't being used to the maximum. Or it's possible that, they really thrive in that role, but you have to be careful that before you put someone into a leadership role, is that where they belong? Or are they just the best at the first part, which is doing whatever job they're doing? So you have to know which role is right. And just because someone is excellent at their job, it doesn't mean that they can train other people, or it doesn't mean they should be. There are also other examples, and I know lots of examples, let's say from the gymnastics world, where I have a coach and they were the best coach ever. The kids love them, the parents love them. They, got amazing results. So you would call them a productive employee. They were passive, they built relationships, but they're also getting results. But they weren't ready to be, they couldn't be a supervisor. What you wanted was them to coach. When you put them in a different role, it didn't bring the best out of them. So just because, you have the ability to put resource into somebody doesn't mean you should make them a supervisor. Of course, you should always put resources and support and grow your team, but which way you grow them and how you grow them and what positions you put them into, that is really going to depend. That's going to change your level of success. Also, I will throw this out there. Don't promote putting them into the wrong role or moving them up too quickly just because you need somebody does not make them the right choice, or because they're available, it doesn't make them the right choice. So selecting them for the right role is a whole other piece of the puzzle. But today we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on just making sure that you understand the difference between level 4 and level 5. I'm just throwing as a complete side note, don't put the wrong person in the wrong role. And just because you really think someone is good at their job, don't just start pushing them to the next level, because maybe that's not what they're ready. Maybe that's not what they want. So if you build a strong relationship, you'll know what they want. And then you can make better decisions, right? Okay, good. So that's going to bring us to the end of this chapter. This chapter I like to call the levels of leadership. It's one of my most passionate subjects because it's how I live my life daily. It's how I go into work every day. I say, what do I need to do today to be successful? And usually it falls somewhere on this pyramid. Okay, very good. So a couple of keynotes. Leadership is your ability to influence other people. Is that because they're doing it because they have to, or they're doing it because they want to? You got to find out the difference. Are people listening to you because you're the boss, or are people listening to you because they genuinely buy in to what it is you're trying to do? Okay. Next thing. Remember, or the only way to improve on your leadership is to deal with, connect with, and help other people to grow. As in, my wife said this to me today, so thank you, Daniela, for that, which is, you want to get ahead, help other people get ahead, right? You want to be better, help other people get better. Now, here's the thing. This levels of leadership and the reason this page exists is because I'm trying to give you concrete ways to help yourself get better. But obviously, the best part of that is you're going to help other people get better. And how do you do that? Well, clear expectations, communication, building relationships, getting results, imparting your wisdom on other people, okay? Now, remember, you didn't get to the top by yourself. You didn't get there you can't get to the top and say, I did it. No. You got supported all the way to the top, whether you realize it or not, unless you're running your own company and you're the only one in that company, in which case you could say you did it by yourself. But the majority of places out there are more than one person, at least two people, right? So you didn't do it by yourself. So make sure you take time to look back and say, who's walking with me right now? Because if they came this far, chances are you've already got a relationship with them. How can you take that relationship and take it to the next level? And then how can you make them into the leader they want to be? And how can you provide them with opportunities? Okay, because they're going to turn around and they're going to do the same thing for the next group. Okay, the world right now is in such a disastrous state. Well, I say the world, mostly our side of the world, is in this complete chaotic state. Don't you think that what we really need are leaders that we can believe in? Don't you think what we need right now are people that are setting an example because they're genuinely a good person and they're out there trying to make things better for other people for the right reasons? Imagine for 5 seconds that we could trust the people above us, our leaders, I'm talking about politicians, but let's say we could trust them, and let's say they were out for our own personal benefit. And, what if they really were trying to do the right thing? I think that would be amazing. I think that, I don't want to get into politics, but the point is, you have to take time to realize, am I setting the right example? Did I get here by, through my charisma, or did I actually invest in people and make sure that they understood the vision and are now passing that vision on to other people? Okay. Next one. It might be lonely at the top, but it doesn't have to be. As in, it's great to get to that sort of level, but generally speaking, if you're climbing to level 4 and level 5 leadership, I can guarantee you're surrounded by a pool of people that really care about what you're doing and they're looking out for you. So make sure that as you climb that ladder, it's more of like, it's that pyramid feeling. The people are coming with you. It'd be nice if it was an inverted pyramid. You're by yourself at the bottom, but by the time you get to the top, you've got this army of people. And if you're lucky to be the type of leader that people are still, contacting and following, I'm really blessed to say that it's, great for my previous careers and my previous positions. I still have a very tight relationship with a lot of the people. And I'm really proud to say that a lot of them still look to me for guidance, and I really appreciate that. So, that's it. It's an attestment. It's a real sort of humbling experience for me to look back and say, I don't feel like I'm by myself, even though I might say switch careers. I might switch industries completely. I might get plunked into this place or plunked into that place. But I can always say, the lessons I learned over here positively impacted these people. And the lessons I learned over here positively impacted these people. But my journey from level 1 to level 5 has been consistent throughout, as in I know what to expect. I know what's going to happen. And I know how to get through each hurdle, even though sometimes one hurdle might take longer than the other. Last thing, set the expectations and pass on your vision. You want to get people from here to here. You want to get them from level 1 to level 5. You want to get from level 1 to level 5. Make sure that at some point, especially at that results stage, that you are clearly communicating what you want. Because if you're not doing that, nobody is going to follow you. It is very difficult to have people end up where you want them to end up and just by accident. Usually you have to have a very clear plan. You have to have a vision, and you have to check in on that plan over and over and over. It requires thought. It requires planning. It requires writing things down. There's a lot of investment in leadership, but make sure that you are clear on what you expect, and guaranteed people can rise to the challenge. Okay? To review the levels of leadership one more time, make sure, just in case you've forgotten already. Level 1, position. It's about rights, because it's basically people want to come to a safe workplace. Just because you have a safe workplace doesn't mean you're an awesome leader. It means you're doing your job, okay? And you got the blue shirt, whatever, so now you're the supervisor. Level 2, permission level leadership is about relationships. It's about bringing people together. It's about making things happen as a team. It's about recognizing strengths. It's about, communication, but relationships, connection, and presence. Remember those two things, okay? Level 3, most important, according to Big Nick, productivity, getting results. You can be the greatest person in the world. You're not getting results. Well, then you know what? Your job is probably in jeopardy. You can be a really not nice person and getting results, and guess what? You're probably going to get more recognition than the guy who's super nice over here not getting results, okay? So what you want to do is you want to have that level 2, that strength of level 2, but you want to build on that by actually turning that into a productive, game-winning experience, okay? Good. Next one, level 4, people development. Remember, it's about reproduction, reproducing your influence. It's about getting that people to buy in and understanding what's going on. Okay, perfect. Okay, next one, level 5 is the pinnacle. Respect. You're the Tiger Woods of leadership in a golf sense. Okay, so make sure you get to level 5. Well, listen, you're at level 5 because you produced all these other people that are now producing other people, and it's happening. Okay, you don't really have to say anything if you're at level 5, which is the cool part. Okay, I leave you with this on this section on the levels of leadership. Remember, next week we're going to be talking about how to select the right people. Man, that could go on forever, but we're going to do it in one episode. Whoo, okay, get ready. Anyway, 2 things to wrap up. Number 1, leadership is not a position or a title. It is an action and an example. Okay, as in, leadership is not what you are, it's what you do. Okay, so just because someone, again, puts you in that role, there's a difference between I'm in charge and I'm the leader. Okay, remember going back a couple episodes ago, you should never have to say I'm in charge. Okay, you should be saying follow me because I know what I'm doing. Hopefully you know what you're doing. Okay, next one. True leaders don't create followers. They create more leaders. As in, you're only as strong as your weakest link. Also, remember that by bringing people onto your team, what you're trying to do is eventually create that succession plan. It's only so good as when it's going to work without you. That doesn't mean you stop working hard, but the harder you work to build that foundation, right? The harder they're going to work when you're not there, which means that if you ever want to take a day off, or let's say you get transferred to another department, the whole thing doesn't crumble without you. Okay? Do you always have the resources to do that? Not necessarily, but at least that should be in your brain. I should be producing the next level of leader. And in order to do that, you pass on your knowledge, you pass on your example, you pass on your expectations. Okay? Great. Now, I see that some people have put into the chat. I'm so excited. Let's just hold on. Let me go back here. How in the world? Let me just select. There it is. Okay, we're going to go. There we go. We're going to read some stuff from the chat right now. Let me just put this down for 2 seconds here. All right, here we go. Okay, who's in here? All right, we got here. Daniela, helping others makes you greater. The world needs more people that care and put themselves in other people's shoes. 100% empathy. Fantastic, Daniela. Yes, because that's gonna be a whole episode on empathy, putting yourself in other people's shoes. Imagine what it feels like to go through that person's experience, whatever's happening to them. Very good. Plus, it makes you feel full. The world needs more leaders like me, like you, or you, me. That's me. She's talking about me. So great. Thank you, Daniela. You're the best. Okay. And then you're still, that was just your thing, Daniela. Thanks so much. Okay, great. And then Jen in June says, maybe you can call my boss. Have your boss call me, Jen in June, because guess what? You need some help. I'm happy to help. That was a joke. I'm sure it was a joke. But anyway, thanks for writing in. I really appreciate that. And you know what? Stay tuned. So that's it. That's the chat, right, people? Let me see if there's anybody on this side here. Anybody? Nope, nobody on that one. Okay, great. So we have covered some really cool stuff tonight, and thanks for the participation. I love it when people join in. If you thought this was a good chat, let me go back to my good old-fashioned sub page because there we go. Boom. There we go. Hold on. Hold the phone. There it is. So remember, if you like what you see, don't forget to sign up for all the different things. We got Big Nick, Big Leadership. We got Big Nick on YouTube. We got DJ Big Nick on Twitch. So get in all the socials so that you stay in contact with me when things are going. Remember, you can always message me at Big Nick BL for Big Nick, Big Leadership. So feel free to throw me a message through Facebook there, anytime, anywhere. Also, remember just to tune in one more time. This Sunday, Manos en el Aire, it's Latin dance party time. It's funny, like going from leadership talking to promoting a DJ thing. It's so much fun when people tune into these DJ streams because I'm telling you, man, with the lights going and the music pumping, and I feel like I'm actually DJing, and it's really great. And so, yeah, don't forget to tune into that, everybody. Should be fun times. Anyway, so that's it for today. But again, really great to have everybody on the show today. Thanks for your participation. Hopefully this experience will grow and grow and grow, and we can keep making content for you. And of course, if you ever have any questions or you'd like a specific topic discussed on the show, then I'm happy to prepare something and then pass it on, and then you can take it to work with you and give it to your boss. Just kidding. Anyway, all right, for everybody out there, this is Sean, aka Big Nick, signing off. Remember, Big Nick, Big Leadership, because the world needs leaders. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.